Yeah, I think the feeling in the group is really high at the moment, and we definitely enjoyed every second of that match and in front of that crowd, and of course in front of everyone watching in Australia and beyond the borders as well. But we also want to repeat that feeling, so we are focusing on the next game.
If you can raise your hand, and unfortunately no microphone, so if you can project a little bit, that would be great. Tracy.
Tameka, I know that the focus is on game by game, but can you just give us a bit of a snapshot of your journey to get to this point, your Matildas journey, what it means to get to this point, and what you'd like the lasting legacy to be, no matter how far you go?
Yeah, I think for this group that we have right now, the journey started probably over 2 years ago, with TG coming in and sort of building a group based on his sort of football philosophies, and then also coming into what we already had and sort of building together. And I think that process has taken us at least 2 years, and I think the timing of everything and the finer details falling into place, it's all happening now, which is really the pinnacle and the point that you want it to come together at. So I think it's been a long journey for us, and we're all still focused on that journey, and we don't want it to end until the very, very last whistle. But in order to get to there, we've got to stay focused on what we're doing right now.
Sophia?
You said on the weekend it was still too early to describe how special it was for the group. Can you take us, explore that for us, particularly going back to Samco posting this image of the three Musketeers on social media on the weekend, going right back to 2011?
Yeah, I think for a lot of us, we've been kicking the ball for a long time, and we did it in our backyards as little kids with no one watching, and then when we all put on our first Aussie jersey, there still weren't that many people watching, but we were still playing and training just as hard as we always have been, and now to put in all that hard work and for other people outside our circle to be on that journey with us is something that we haven't experienced to this extent, and it's really honouring and amazing. And I think just every Matilda that puts on that jersey really feels the legacy of the players before, and I think this tournament is something that's really built on that, and I guess grown the excitement for future generations.
Do you have any comments specifically on those three that you've been to 4 World Cups with?
Yeah, I think there's been a tight group of players that have grown up playing football together, and they've been building football memories since I guess they could kick a ball. So for them, it's exciting to have another World Cup together, and really for the rest of us to be experiencing this on this level.
Tameka, Damien on Channel 9, you said you enjoyed every second of the game the other night, but I'm sure you didn't want to go that long. Recovery today, and some of the players have played every minute for 5 games. Is there a feeling of fatigue? How are they going? I mean, how important are these recovery sessions?
Recovery is really important, and for us, recovery was important before the tournament even started, because we were training really hard and everyone was working really hard in their individual clubs and also when we came together in camp as well. So I think for us, it's something that we've trained for, something that every individual player has put a lot of time and effort into, and not just training hard but also the recovery as well. So I think we're in a good place.
Just feel fit. The momentum's there.
Yeah, we're rolling with that momentum, and it's not something that's new to us.
Rob Harris, Sky UK. And so many of you played in England, they're European champions. Does that put them at a disadvantage? So much is known about this England side.
I think it all changes when you come into a major tournament, and the World Cup is the biggest tournament. So I think even just getting out of a group stage in a World Cup is massive. So these knockout games are sort of a different game in itself compared to friendly games and sort of any other competition that you meet them in. This is next level. So I think it's a different game.
What does facing England mean to you? Does that have a special resonance?
I think it's exciting. I think once you get to top 4, every single team is quality. So no matter who you come up against, you know it's going to be a tough game, and you know some really good football is going to be played. So I think that's the exciting part for us. Thank you.
You touched on the journey under Tony Gustafsson. I've sat in this room when the Tillies weren't winning at one point, and he had said, we've got a process, we're building on something, it's going to take a while. Internally, we know what's going on. It's only the external that's saying what is, like, trying to guess what's going on. Kind of how nice is it to do that building, and do you feel like you're proving that the process under Tony is working?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, he asked us all to jump on board when he first came in, and it wasn't just sort of the team that was there at that moment in time. It was to the extended squad, and I think you've seen a lot of our youth or sort of new players come in and build exceptionally and sort of find their football groove. And I think we have 23 players that can step on the field and do the job that's needed. So I think he's done excellent at sort of building a full squad and not just a starting 11.
Sorry, we'll just go to Manny.
Hi, Tameka Yallop from BBC. You spoke about recovery earlier, but I guess you were talking about physical recovery. What about the emotional recovery? How difficult would it be to get up again and treat this game, which is actually more important than the last game, with a fresh mind for the players?
Yeah, I think when we do speak of recovery as a team, it is definitely physical, emotion, and mental as well. So I think we take the time to recover our bodies, but we also do give our minds a break as well. And we do find that zone where we can chill out and relax a little bit, and give us the space to refocus to the next game. And yeah, it is all about building those emotions ready to fire when the whistle goes.
How have you done that? How have you chilled out?
We have an amazing environment where we do have a lot of family that can be around us, and I guess we get to offload and feel the support of them as well. So I think that goes a long way.
Just Tom.
Tameka, you've covered a lot of more ground than every team bar one so far, and a lot of it at high speed. The sprint numbers are off the charts as a team. Is that going to be a vital factor in the game against England?
I think it's just part of our game. I think that's the type of quality that we have across our players, and I think from as long as I can remember, Matildas have always been a high-paced game, and we do look to use our weapons with their speed as well. So I think it's definitely been a major part of our game in this whole tournament, and will continue to be.
Sorry, I've got time for 3 more questions for Tameka. So we've got down the back, down the front, and Amy over here. Thanks.
SBS News. This is a pretty extraordinary time for Australian football. You're mobbed at the airport, you're mobbed at the hotel, you're seeing the fans waiting outside. How is the camp going with processing all of that noise? Are you blocking it out? Are you allowing some of it in? Talk me through the process.
Yeah, I think there are times that we definitely allow it in and want to feel the same experience that everyone else does. And then there are other times that we do sort of look back just into our circle and refocus. And I think we kind of know what to listen to and what not to listen to now. And the support that we've felt around us from everyone has been absolutely amazing and something that we definitely welcome. But we do have a really nice sort of tight environment where we can sort of switch that out and focus.
So the focus is today about focusing and switching that out?
Yeah, I think today is really about recovery in all aspects of recovery, and tomorrow will probably be a little more intense in just sort of keeping it within our circle, and then game day is about sharing it with everyone. So yeah, I think that's a process from now.
Hi Tameka, Australia's still the only team to beat England under Serena Wiegmann. Given what happened at Brentford a few months ago, do you think that gives you a psychological edge going into the game?
I think, as I touched on before, that was a friendly game, and yes, we do take something out of it. But at the same time, we're into knockout games in a World Cup, so it's a completely different game, and I think we won't sort of let the result of that last game that we played them sort of get in the way or alter sort of our tournament mode.
Final question to Amy.
against Canada, won with penalty shootout this tournament. Obviously, where does that kind of mental toughness come from, and what do you think you've kind of shown to this tournament in terms of that mental toughness throughout it?
Yeah, I think that's part of our jersey. When you put it on, we really do sort of emulate that never say die attitude, and that's something that's instilled with us from a young age, and continuing on with competitive football. I think that's something that you've got to have that edge before you even put the Matildas jersey on, and I think that's definitely something that all Aussies get behind, and yeah, it's something that we take great pride in is that attitude.